like on a day-to-day, it's just really having that disconnect. You know, once I leave the office, like work stays there, I go home, I focus on other things, then I show up the next day to do it again.
So how do you stay motivated to do it all?
Yeah, for me, I think it's just seeing like the smile on the families that we serve, just seeing the hopefulness that they have when we show up. And so for me, it's like I'm just chasing that motivation, just knowing that there's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a lot of things that we can do to the community. I've always been driven by wanting to kind of leave behind a legacy, and what are some things that we can change to make a better community, uplift our families, our communities. And that's kind of what drives me, you know, just being able to be a part of that. I'm not the one doing it, I'm just a part of the story, but everyone as a collective is doing their part. And so I think for me, just the motivation of just seeing a better community and a more uplifted and thriving community.
So speaking of legacy, where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years, both personally and professionally?
Yeah, professionally, I'd say, you know, my kind of short-term goal right now, I am a director for my specific program. So in parenting, I hope to continue building my leadership skills and just to eventually be able to run either departments as a chief programs officer, meaning you run all the departments and support the directors that are running those programs, or a chief strategy officer, meaning you kind of develop strategy for the nonprofit and just seeing how the different things can collaboratively work together. And then my long-term goal would eventually be to be a CEO of a nonprofit, hopefully the nonprofit I'm working for now. But, you know, I think that's just a good goal that I've set for myself, because the more that you develop your skill set and your leadership, the more impact you can have, because then you can start making those decisions that drive an organization to provide these programs in different ways.
So what future goals do you have for parenting support services, and are there any new programs you hope to launch?
Yeah, so for right now, we're just trying to make sure we end the year strong, continue to support our families through these seasons. For next year, you know, it just kind of depends. A lot of it just depends on kind of what happens politically, and just the support that we get from the community. So as you may or may not know, nonprofits, you know, we're not in the business of making money, right? We're in the business of helping people and, you know, helping our communities. And so the way that we do that is through foundation support. So foundations that provide, you know, monetary, financial support through our volunteers, through individuals that do drives, you know, diaper drives for us on our behalf to help support the work that we do. And so there's also opportunities, you know, if you're already established in your career, if you're an attorney, if you're an accountant, or whatever it is that you do, you can sit on nonprofit boards and support in that way. You know, you're volunteering your time to guide the organization in its decision making and things like that. And so I think for us, it just depends on kind of how the year goes. We're going to continue showing up for our families, continue setting these goals, and not living kind of in that fear of the unknown, instead of just showing up and doing what we do every single day. And so my hope is to eventually expand our program and to go into different counties around North Texas, because right now we're only in Dallas County, but we know there's so many other surrounding counties that don't have accessibility or resources or programs like this. So my goal is to eventually go to those communities as well.